people would rather watch me full screen cam do the fucking worm than watch your prime content.
Do it for a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many fucking views you get. Oh, he's crying in the corner. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, that's content, man. It's original content at least.
You like it?
Yes, do that, bro.
You like that, dude? You love it, man. This is the most content you've had in the past 4 years, bitch.
It's awesome. Do a week of no react content.
In order for us to fully understand why a grown man is angrily doing the worm live on stream to make a point, we're going to have to explain a few things first, one of which is react content. As you may or may not know, there's a corner of the content creation industry that specifically sees streamers from Twitch or Kick re-upload their live reaction to other videos, sometimes YouTube videos, onto YouTube as vlogs, with their reaction usually being in the form of laughter or small snarky comments. Now, that's not to say this is the only form of content these streamers make or even the type that brought them to their fame, but it's the content they usually subconsciously fall into as they look to entertain their massive audience for longer without necessarily doing more work. But every once in a while, the quality of react content is so bad that it sparks the internet into a debate on what should be acceptable, which brings us to xQc, who had managed to be getting away with terrible reacts like this until mid-2023, when he reacted to a certain Lemino video. The original Lemino video was an hour and 40 minutes long, and xQc's reaction was less than 20 minutes longer, with the majority of his commentary coming in the form of short and uninsightful sentences as he played the video in full, with audio sometimes being uninterrupted for long periods of time.
There were no reports of a Mauser being found on the roof either. Besides, the only rifle seen in the film taken by Thomas Ollier is unmistakably a Carcano.
So he just made it up?
Unique markings on the cartridge cases would later prove that this was indeed the rifle from which all three had been fired.
This wouldn't go unnoticed as popular gamer and streamer Mudahar would call out xQc in a tweet saying, "Just a shame garbage like this fills the recommended tab." The tweet would get a response from xQc, who would trade tweets back and forth with Mudahar as he tried to defend himself by deflecting away from the topic and trying to make Mudahar look bad.
I paused like crazy, added a lot of commentary. Chat, the reason why I didn't commentate is that streams are content. Streams in their entirety are content.
After a tweet from Mudahar explaining the issue, xQc responded saying, "Watch time from impressions equals ads equals money. Bro tried to pretend he makes uploads out of the kindness of his heart. Get your ass in bed, bro. You look stupid." The arrogant attitude xQc had in defending his bad behavior led to even more backlash and criticism from people. And if you've got your own criticism of xQc or criticism of the critics or even criticism of us, leave a comment below and tell us about it.
This entire video is put on your channel. It's viewed through your lens, through your audience. It diminishes all the weight of the person watching this, especially when it's just your face in the corner of a video. It's like, just put some edits in there. If money's no issue, hire multiple editors for a 2-hour-long video. Do something to transform it. You sitting there talking barely in a dark room or whatever does not justify this as transformative. It starts a whole conversation of, it just feels parasitic.
Eventually, the xQc drama found its way to Ethan Klein on the H3 podcast, who had a certain Hasan Piker as a guest. And Ethan didn't really have any kind words for xQc.
Twitch streamers fucking suck.
Well, to be totally honest with you, dude, I don't like xQc. I think he sucks. I don't care anymore.
But before we get into that, we need to do a short recap on why Hasan Piker is just as guilty as xQc. See, a while ago, he reacted to a YouTube video by a creator called xQc, and in his reaction, he got up from his chair and left while the video was playing in the background. The reaction was obviously really bad, but what's worse is that he then proceeded to cut off the video before the creator could promote his work, meaning Hasan had just consumed all of the video without crediting the creator in any way, and xQc, the creator, made a video commenting on it.
On the side as I work on something much bigger. My full critique and breakdown of seasons 11 and 12.
I'm gonna add you into the call. Yeah.
There we go. He stops it the second I'm about to promote my own work. Right, you've seen the content now I would like to take some time out to talk to you about the stuff I'm working on and promote my work to you. No, that's not allowed. The only bit of the video that's allowed to play is literally all of it, except for the part where I'm like, hey, please check out my stuff. And then he moves on without mentioning my name or like where to find the video. And the title was also not visible on screen for most of his stream. Yeah, then he just moves on to his next reaction.
But this is where it gets crazy. When Hasan responded to the criticism, he went off the rails. First, arrogantly affirming that he's not going to put in any more effort when asked to react harder.
You get yelled at for pausing and talking too much, then you get yelled at for not reacting hard enough. What are you supposed to do now? I mean, what the fuck do you mean? I'm literally going to do exactly what I've been doing, which is whatever the fuck I want to do, bitch. What are you talking about?
Then he admitted himself that what he does is low effort.
I get that he's making a joke about how you stream, but isn't him reacting to your shit exactly the same thing? No, the joke is that, like, this is low effort. I know it's low effort.
Then he follows that up by beating up a straw man, claiming Jay is asking him to stop watching his videos when in reality, Jay asked for either better commentary or proper credit.
I mean, dude. Ultimately, the YouTuber is always correct. If the YouTuber says, why the f aren't you like, why the f are you watching my YouTube videos? Then they're right. Like, why am I?
And then finally, claiming that the only alternative to stealing content is to literally die.
Like, how do you think of your viewers to just stream your break? Dude, what am I supposed to do? Die? Like, I don't understand.
And just as a little bonus to show how much Hasan had lost his head over this topic, here's how he responded to a chatter who asked him to simply show the name of the channel.
Show their fucking channel name, dude. It's not a big deal. No shit, dumbass. What kind of a baboon are you?
Bungus.
Like, you think I disagree with that? Why do you? Oh God, I despise these dipshits, dude. Yo, I swear to God, dude. I swear to God. Like, just such a dingus, dude. Just show their channel name, dumbass. How is that so hard? Like, what is this attitude that you have? You stupid. Yeah, I know. I agree. What kind of like you make it seem like I purposely was like hiding it or something. It was literally on my screen for like a hour, you idiot. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. I think you're great, but you only talk to 14-year-old viewer takes for the sake of easy wins or helping same said audience. Yeah, well, I'm gonna clown on you too right now for thinking that you're making an educated take, and then other people are gonna think you're a 14-year-old dumbass too. You understand that, right? Most people write in the chat thinking that they're brilliant, and the moment that I on them, you're like, oh, okay.
So now that we have all that in context, we can come back to the present where Hasan finds himself in a position where he has to criticize xQc for something he himself is guilty of.
People got, like, someone got very mad that xQc had reacted to it as well, and it, like, only had, like, 10 additional minutes of runtime off of the original video. And they just, like, posted a screenshot and were like, what the f is this guy doing? You know?
But did he upload it to his YouTube channel?
I believe he did, yes.
That's fucking crazy.
And you know, a lot of Twitch streamers do stuff like this. I reacted to it as well.
Hasan desperately tried to play both sides as he carefully picked and chose his words, not only to make himself look good, but also not to stir the pot too much in either direction, so he doesn't upset both xQc or Ethan Klein. He still wanted to keep his connections. You can clearly hear him phrase what xQc did as being a victim, saying someone got very mad, as if it were an unreasonable response.
He did this like 1 hour and 25 or 1 hour and 30 minute, like brilliant, super comprehensive, incredibly well edited video. And of course, everybody reacted to it. It was trending. He's got millions of views on the video now. And then someone got very mad that xQc had reacted to it as well. And it like only had like 10 additional minutes of runtime.
As if to say xQc making a reaction video is the reason why people are upset. Then he goes on to defend himself and immediately turn over to Ethan in order to avoid antagonizing him.
Someone who has broken some of those boundaries, but I usually try
which boundaries did you break?
One of the things is, I think you'll agree with this as well, is just like don't leave the video running when you get up
100%.
to go pee.
Yeah, you can't
That's
do
like
that.
pretty basic stuff.
You stop doing that?
I only do it with I usually only do it with my videos that I know are from my friends, like Noah Samson, Second Thought, things like that. And it's
you do not have my permission to walk away from my
For the
videos.
record, I'm not actually walking away for an extended period of time. Like, what are you supposed to do if there's an emergency and you have
just
to get
say
up?
wait, I'll be right back.
Yeah, you can. Well, that, and also you can pause it. But the problem is,
pause the video.
When you pause the video, it's just like makes the content awful. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like.
That's no. I'm just telling you. No. I know. You're right.
You say, guys, put on a song or something. You know what I mean?
You're
Fucking
absolutely
chill.
right. You're 100% right. You should just throw up a BRB screen.
While Hasan had invested in being diplomatic, Ethan Klein hilariously wanted to bury xQc.
But with the recent developments in their case, it seems like this is just the beginning. Hi, I'm the internet anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries.
I mean, this is already theft. He didn't even intro it. He didn't talk about it. He's literally just sitting there quietly for the first 30 seconds. You should sue him. F you, xQc, you thief.
But because the truth is Hasan is very much as guilty for the things Ethan is condemning xQc for, Hasan still tries to defend him.
xQc is the biggest douche offender piece of shit ever. I literally hate him.
Okay.
He's so vile.
Just like,
he is. He's just the worst, man. He doesn't care about anything.
I think there's definitely a lot worse people online than xQc.
But of course, eventually, Hasan would sacrifice xQc on the stage to help defend himself and also claim that xQc never did the same for him. He even ropes in Charlie and Asmongold into it.
Regardless of that, I've been getting online for years and years, and not a single peep was ever made about xQc in that
right?
process.
I thought
and he never sidestepped to be like, hold up, guys. Let's stop now. I mean, I do this too. It's kind of ridiculous. He's never come out and like defended me in any capacity, despite the fact that he himself was a regular abuser of the same structures, if we're being real. The same goes for, again, Charlie, Moist Critical, any kind of Asmongold, any kind of live streamer.
And with all that said, Hasan had managed to burn the bridge with xQc, who redacted to the section by Ethan and Hasan by calling them frauds.
Different reasons. I mean, look, I'm not going to be...
Guys, they can't... Okay, you know what, chat? You cannot have it both ways. You can never play two cards at once, okay? Because you will be caught. It's why sometimes I try my best to not play two cards at once. They went after me for the video I watched. They did not go on my fucking... Hasan's editor went after me for the video that did not go on my YouTube channel. The one that I watched, and it's not even in any VOD. Nowhere, right? They went at me for that, and also went at me for the one that I did post. And they're trying to act like one is different for the other when they're going after both of them. They just pick and choose and they select when they want to push their argument and which one to push based on who they're talking about in their audience. F this fraudulent behavior. This is fraudulent behavior.
But it doesn't stop there. xQc was so certain he was right that he was willing to debate Ethan live on his podcast on the issue. And needless to say, it went horribly for xQc. Right out of the gate, Ethan was able to catch xQc contradicting himself on whether or not he thinks his work is transformative.
Question for you to start is that, do you think your work is transformative? Of course, that's one of the main tenets of fair use. Do you think your work is transformative?
Yes.
You do?
Yep. Okay. Wait.
Here, I mean, okay, because I was watching you yesterday, and here you said it's absolutely not transformative. Here it is.
You don't have to care. That's totally fine. But do you agree that you've created non-transformative reactions?
100%, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. We've agreed.
So here you say you've 100% made non-transformative reactions. Did you change your mind?
No, absolutely not. I didn't change my mind. The whole point is that nevers are really bad because I think we all have stuff that is not transformative. If you do a full-on yes or no, I just kind of like play with the question, and that was kind of like.
So, but your work is not fully transformative. Some of it is not, by your own admission.
Then Ethan calls him out on recent examples showing xQc reacting to an 8-minute video and only adding 40 seconds to it, only for xQc to admit again that he makes non-transformative dog shit content.
The original video is 8 minutes 33 seconds. Okay, the video here that you uploaded is 9 minutes 13 seconds. That means you added 40 seconds to an 8.5-minute video, adding 7.8% runtime. Actually, I even did you a favor. I condensed all of your commentary on this specific video into just a short video because it's only 40 seconds. So I'll show this. Well, this is important because what you say, the commentary does matter. Because
before you finish, let me go. So you're about to prove me right. I said I do non-transformative dog shit, and you're about to show me non-transformative dog shit.
Okay, fair. So I don't have to show it to you.
I mean, go clap me because I mean I just said I did that.
Okay.
That's like saying I'm white and I'm on camera.
Well, you said that yours is more transformative than mine, so I don't understand the consistency or the point you're trying to make.
And the L's didn't stop coming for him because he wanted to prove Ethan was just as bad as he is in terms of React content. His team edited together a video showing Ethan making low-effort reacts. The only problem though was that the video was clearly cut out of a section at the beginning where Ethan intros the video, something he's already criticized xQc for not doing.
I apologized.
My criticism of him right now is that he uploaded this to YouTube. Because I understand the nature of listen, it goes on, but I'm gonna tell you, I find it really interesting that you think this is compelling. This is actually, first of all, there's so many cuts in it, it's not persuasive at all. But one thing I do want to ask you about is why you cut out the beginning of the segment when I talked about it. Here's when I set up the video, here it is. And again, the framing, what you say in the before and after is really important. So here's how that clip starts, Felix, which you cut out for some reason. Yeah, so Logan made a video after he got absolutely bodied for his response, where he's like, I'm gonna sue you, this is bullshit, you're defaming me. Oh, you played up video.
So is that a pre-act? Is that like
oh yeah, it's part of the same clip. You just went in and took out like 30-second slices from it.
So basically what you're saying is that if, you're going to the bar, right? And this part is like where you get in and where you get like a beer or something like that, right? And the rest of it, you just fucking say basically it's like the intro. So if you put an intro, you're good. You say, guys, I have a video today, guys.
So you don't understand how fair use works, and that's fine. But I don't know why you want to debate fair use when you don't care about it. Yes, what you say in the beginning matters, bro. You're analyzing, I'm contextualizing, I'm criticizing, I'm analyzing it. That's what fair use is. I'm transforming it. I'm not just sitting there and the audience isn't just watching the video while, you know, I mean, you do get up and go to the bathroom a lot. So I know that you want to, but that's fine because you don't care about it. But for you to think that this is proof,
you use me as an example for your identity. Is what you're saying,
Felix, do you think this clip is compelling? Do you see what I'm saying, that this example is really dishonest?
Okay, so in that clip, my editor edited your own words saying it.
Oh, can I ask you something? Your editor did this? Have you watched it?
Well, yeah, I watched it like you just did.
Oh, you did? Oh, you just watched it for the first time?
So the cuts are...
Have you watched the unedited version on my podcast?
As the argument goes on, Ethan keeps owning xQc more and more.
You did not show an example.
Well, then get another one then.
Well, that's not my job. You're the one that's trying to prove it. Why the f should I go pursue and try to prove I don't do fair use? That seems stupid.
Wait, that seems like that's exactly what you guys have been doing on Twitter and whatnot, right? Is that your whole concern?
Yeah, I'm showing stuff about you and not telling you to go find a video of yourself not doing fair use. That's moronic.
So you said thief, right?
Yeah.
Show me one.
Then, in another big revelation, Ethan brings up a YouTuber he reached out to who is one of xQc's victims and read his comments out loud. Ethan was able to prove that not only does xQc more often than not take permission, but he also does low-effort reacts and cannibalize the original video's impression with the thumbnail and title he uses.
This is important for you to understand. So I reached out to Vintage, and I said, hey, I'm just curious, did xQc get permission? And I'm going to read you the message he sent me, if that's okay.
Go ahead.
He said, really appreciate you reaching out, Ethan. I've never been contacted by xQc at all for any of my React videos. My personal take is this. I love big streamers watching, like xQc, Hasan, Mizkif, Moist Critical, watching my videos on their stream. It's a big ego boost. But when xQc does it, it's different. When he watches my video, he always re-uploads the whole thing on his YouTube channel with his insightful commentary as, wow, chat, isn't this crazy? Compared to when Hasan watched my stuff, he shouted me out and he says he loves my stuff and he sent a bunch of subscribers to my channel. A fair exchange. Here's a video. He showed me a video of Hasan doing that. And then he said, xQc, he really just steals my shit entertains his audience off hundreds of hours I put into my videos, while I get just a link in the YouTube description. The problem isn't the reacting, it's the re-uploading of my video with his face on the thumbnail, and also, and I don't DMCA him because I don't want the Twitter drama.
And again, before xQc can even find his feet, Ethan squeezes an admission out of him that he's in fact trying to steal audiences from the original creator.
Why did you give it the same exact title and thumbnail? Just answer that.
Oh, because I wanted to.
Why did you want to?
Oh, because I wanted to.
Why did you want to?
Because the thumbnail is good and it gives the viewer what they want.
Right,
And,
which is the original video. They want the original video.
xQc then falls back on his usual defense of calling Ethan Robin Hood and accusing him of white knighting, which was just proof that he didn't actually have many arguments.
big YouTube videos, small creators that's about to die from something. Ethan is here to save the day. This person will now be able to afford some food and eat some rice tonight. Well, I'm just saying, because if you try to make a portrait, if you draw a picture on who this person is, and you say small creator, like struggling and whatnot, it should be I'm saving him, and you're just you are misrepresenting.
So he doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, he does matter, but not in the capacity that you're trying to paint.
Which is what? I don't understand what you're saying.
Ethan then brings up the popular YouTuber Internet Anarchist, who specifically asked xQc to change the title and thumbnail when he does his react. It's at that point that xQc finally breaks and resorts to insults.
So as we go forward, you are f***ing bald. You're very bald. You're balding. Your hair's thinning and it's gray, which means that you're old as f***. Got it. Okay, shall we continue? Is this fun?
The premise is faulty, my friend.
Is this fun for you?
I have a beautiful hairline.
Baldy.
Then, as a last Hail Mary attempt to win the argument, xQc brings up Ethan's wife's merchandise business, which suffered a huge controversy at its own for ripping off other designs and not transforming them. Yet again, Ethan and his wife Ilga respond graciously and leave xQc nowhere to hide.
Teddy Fresh, we have designers, right? And we have a fairly large company. This is a common problem in all streetwear. We've had designers who have pretty much close to stole designs. We fired people over it, and every time it comes up, we have company meetings and say, guys, this is unacceptable. If you're caught doing this, you will be fired.
And we've made a strict guideline, and it doesn't happen anymore.
What have you done?
It hasn't happened.
What have you done to prevent it?
Okay. So this is really good.
I think the difference, if I can say, is that I've been listening, and when Ethan is asking you about this, for example, you don't say that this is wrong. The thumbnail, the matching thumbnail and title, you say, I did it because I like it.
No, he says they're working on better thumbnails.
So the answer has changed now. If this is your answer, that sounds a lot better. The
only reason why it's changed, okay, is that I'm trying to make a bold point.
And with xQc's final points defeated, we finally reach the infamous point where Ethan dares him to stop stealing videos, and xQc felt the need to do the worm as a response.
You provide me zero direct answers, and frankly, I think you know you're wrong, and I think you don't care that you're wrong because it benefits you greatly. You make a lot of money. You don't want to change what you do. And here's another thing. You're not going to be able to make 12 hours of content for Kick, who paid you $100 million, if you can't steal other people's content. Because if you don't, what the f*** are you going to do all day? Sit there and gamble? Nobody's going to watch that Nobody's going to watch your shit already. They don't care about you even having arguments. Clearly, you're not very good at that. You lost 12 viewers, man. My views are very good right now, by the way.
So I think we need like a therapist to give us a hint on when the tantrum ends. When does it end, Ethan? It seems like when you go on these tangents, you go on a rampage, you just ramble and ramble without making any concise point or a question. You're done with that? Can we talk like adults now or not?
I think this conversation has kind of been exhausted.
People would rather watch me full screen cam do the worm
do
than watch
that.
your prime.
Bro,
watch your
do
prime
it for
content.
a week. Do a week of no reaction content and see how many you get. Oh, he's crying in the corner. Oh, okay, sure. I mean, that's content, man. It's original content at least. Yes, do that, bro. Dude, do a week.
Love it, man.
Bro,
this is the most money we've had in the past 4 years.
It's awesome.
It's obvious what happened here. xQc came into the debate with little to no preparation and false premises. He was looking to catch Ethan by proving he's a hypocrite. But not only did that fail, it also didn't detract from any of the legitimate points that xQc had no answers to. So in the end, the state of React content is a mess. Not only do the big creators Hasan and xQc specifically churn out low-effort content, but they also have no remorse for the owners of the IP, nor any moral principles that may allow them to see what they're doing is wrong. Instead, they're more invested in winning the argument and being right, which as we've seen, none of them are. But what that means, unfortunately, is that they may never really understand what the real problem with it is.